Okay, so it seems like we've got an update on the Wuthering Waves drip marketing, which I said would happen because obviously we covered Cartethyia yesterday, who's a pretty well-known character. You know, she's got a ton of really cool stuff that we talked about. Obviously, we, kind of theorized some stuff to do with her abilities, and including things to do with fleur-de-lis and some extra other little bits that could make a character even more exciting. But it seems like we have our next bit of drip marketing, which has come out literally the day after, and this is for Lupa. Now, obviously, I was not expecting this at all. We haven't really seen Lupa, I don't think, at all in any of the story. So again, it's very exciting to see. And well, it seems like a lot of people haven't actually seen this yet, because it's at about 500,000 views, which again, is pretty low, obviously, compared to Cartethia's one right now, which is at 2.6 million. But again, I think everyone's just kind of waking up to see, this coming out. But it says, post-lament Anthropocene, stars intertwined, just ignore the attention warrior, the victory is ours to savor. Lupa Archive. The star gladiator of Septimont, a warrior with a pure heart, untamed spirit, intense passion, and immense potential. She'll relentlessly pursue the thing she admires, cherishing each moment that allows her to indulge in competition and self-expression on stage. Now, again, this is a very interesting character. This is the design right here. For a character reveal, I feel like, obviously the design looks absolutely amazing. I love the kind of, I think that's like a kind of like wolf thing with the fire. And also got like the massive like flag banner type thing, which again, I really love the look of, and I'm very excited to see what this character can bring. It also seems like she's got some kind of spear, which looks kind of like Lancer's spear if you've ever seen Fate. So again, that is very cool, and I think that she is going to be a very, very interesting character, and oh my god, bro. As I said before, I probably wasn't going to be pulling Chacona due to the fact of Cartethyia coming out, but if Lupa is coming out right after that one too, I don't think I'm going to be pulling Chacona at all. I think there is zero chance because I'm going to be saving up for both of these. But again, she looks very, very cool, and I think that, as I said, for the reveal, although it does look good, I think that, we don't really see much of the character. Maybe that's due to the fact, they've made her so small. So it's kind of hard to tell some of the character design that we can see here. Obviously, it looks like she's wearing some pretty big boots here, which look very, very cool. But at the same time, it is very hard to tell literally anything apart from her massive weapon and stuff like that, compared to the actual Cartethyia one, which we saw, yesterday, which has a little bit more. You can kind of see a little bit more to do with their character design. And obviously, we know what Cartethyia looks like in-game anyway, so that's probably why it's a little bit easier to tell. But honestly, I think she looks really cool. Now, I don't really know what kind of, I guess, element should be. I mean, it should be obvious. It should be fusion. But again, as I said, Wuthering Waves do like to kind of switch up a lot of the elements and stuff like that and change it around just because they just feel like it. I don't really know why they do that. But again, looking at a lot of the design, looking at the clues here, it does point me towards fusion. But as I said, they do get very, very weird with it. They could just go, actually, no, she's wind, which could just be very, very weird. But hey, we'll have to wait and see. But I do really like the fact that, she's just like a strong character who has a very cool design. It's going to be interesting to see her full actual model. Because again, let's just watch this video here. Also, they released this other one, which pretty much shows us as well even more. Okay, it gives us a little bit more of a detailed look at her, which looks cool. But again, I feel like there is some elements to her character which we're not fully seeing yet, which I think would be really nice to go into and really nice to see whenever that does come out. But that will be a couple weeks time whenever we do see this information. But yeah, it seems like, she's a twin tail there because she's got two kind of things here. She's got, the red hair, which again looks absolutely amazing. Reminds me of some of the that Arknight's character, which came out on Enfield, that one with the dragon. I honestly thought, that looked pretty sick. So I think this could work really well in Wuthering Waves as well. And then, yeah, I feel like, this is like a very military kind of vibe as well. Obviously, they talk about the fact, just even in the text on the post, they say the star gladiator of Septimont. Now, I don't know what Septimont is. I'm guessing this is going to be a new place. I don't know if it's going to be a place in rinascita, or maybe it's a place outside of rinascita, but I feel like it might be maybe like a new town, a new area that we are going to go to in 2.4, which again would be very nice to see. And yeah, they talk about the fact that she's a warrior and a gladiator, which makes me think that we might be getting some kind of arc, maybe in the story, to do with gladiators and to do with this big fighting arena, which might be really cool to see. We could get some really cool cutscenes there, and even the announcement of even more characters. Now, obviously, yeah, as we know as well, Lupa is going to be a 5-star character, so we haven't had any news on a 4-star. Maybe some news might drop tomorrow about a 4-star character, because again, it's been a long time. The last character is Lumi, and I've talked about before the issues of Wuthering Waves not actually adding new 4-star characters. Now that's going to affect things long term for a lot of free-to-play players. But again, that's for like a different kind of video and talking about it. We're going to have to wait and see if there is any kind of drip marketing behind that, because it would be nice to see, you know, these 2 5-star characters as well as a 4-star one, because Wuthering Waves have been on a big roll, I guess, with a lot of the 5-star characters in terms of getting them out like each update, because like before, obviously we had some really dry patches in version 1.0 where essentially, you know, we had 1 5-star and then we had a rerun banner and it got pretty boring. Whereas with this one, obviously, you know, we've had a lot of back-to-back banners which have actually been really, really good. For example, like Cartethyia is, you know, the first one, and then Lupa's the second one on this. That's what I'm assuming it's going to be. That's how the order usually goes. And the same with the one before. You know, we've had, you know, what's her name? Zani, and then we've had Chikona, which again are both 2 pretty important characters. They're both new 5-stars, which is the main point that I'm trying to get across here. And I feel like, you know, there's been a lot of that in version 2.0, which makes me think that maybe they're trying to build up their 5-star roster even more and trying to keep people more engaged by actually releasing more characters like this, which are actually interesting for the game, which honestly I think could be good for the future of Wuthering Waves, because as I said, it did get a little bit boring releasing a lot of the rerun characters and just doing a lot of that kind of stuff. Now, obviously, yeah, as I said, going back to the talk about a lot of the Gladiator stuff and Septimont, it seems like they're talking about like self-expression on the stage and competition, which makes me, yeah, it definitely makes me think that this is a Gladiator kind of theme thing that could be going on in the story. And well, it's just exciting to see, you know. I think that, you know, if it does turn out to be some kind of like tournament arc type thing, it could be really good. Usually a lot of tournament arcs, especially in anime, are really, really good. It's just whether Kuro Games can actually pull that off well, and whether they can actually, you know, get us interested and invested in some of the characters. Because again, I think that could actually be a really, really nice patch. But I don't know how that would fit in terms of the story, because I feel like a tournament arc or something like a Gladiator thing would be kind of filler, but maybe they'll just add it in for like a little bit and then just kind of like carry on with the story. I don't really know. Obviously, we have to wait and see whenever this does come out, but that is just kind of my theory behind, you know, what's going to be happening with the story and what Lupa is going to be involved with. As I said, there was a little bit of a militaristic design to it, which I think is very nice, and it would have been really cool to see her as some kind of like military officer or something for rinascita, but it does seem like, no, she is going to be like some kind of gladiator warrior type person, which again I think is still pretty cool. And it's going to be exciting just to see how she actually plays a game, how the spear is actually going to work and everything like that. Because again, we don't really have any spear characters in the game. So yeah, maybe it's going to be like a special skill that works, something like that. Maybe, you know, I'm really hoping that they do take some inspiration from Lancer, from Fate, because again, he has some really cool moves, and I think that, you know, adding it into her design and incorporating it into it could actually look really cool. And, you know, even the spear looks like very, very similar to the one that was used in Fate, you know, the red color, everything like that, and the kind of design of it. But hey, you know, we'll have to wait and see. And, you know, there's been a lot of talk about Fate in the gacha community recently because of Honkai, everything like that. So, hey, we'll have to wait and see. But if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys are going to do. You guys going to pull for Lupa? You guys going to pull for Cartethyia? You're going to pull for both? Again, I'd love to know. And yeah, just let me know what you think about this character in general.